Because we reading.
Otherwise, we look like we're glowing. We still kind of look like we're glowing, but
You can't do much about that because we are glowing.
We are.
I mean,
Like little angels.
Yeah.
Like little angels, we are glowing. We are live too, by the way. I didn't know what episode it was, so I didn't put it on.
Wait.
I just said this is knitting and crochet and other chit chat.
Another chit chat. That's right.
Which is exactly what we are.
May 7th was 144. We weren't here last week on the 14th, so this is 145.
Yep.
145. Sunday, the 21st.
Oh my God, it's the 21st.
I know.
You know what? At work, I was writing April. I'm surprised I wasn't writing 2020 or something. Or 1999, for fuck's sake.
Well, I get that. I really do.
April. And then I'm like, is it May or is it June? I am so bad lately. I can't keep track of anything. It just seems to be
going by so fast.
For fuck's sake.
I mean, you sneeze.
Stop the boat, would you? I need
to. We just need to stall it for a few days. Maybe we should get lost in the Bermuda Triangle so that we can have a few days off to catch up. I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
I know.
Tori got a job.
Oh, she did?
She did.
Yay!
She did. She's going to be at a veterinary clinic.
Nice.
I know. I was like, really? And she goes, yeah, I get to play with animals, Mom. And I'm like, good for you, because you're such an animal person anyway.
How is she around snakes and things?
Well, she's going to learn to be okay
with them.
She's not really good with spiders. That was so funny.
Most of those come in containers.
Yeah, it was pretty funny when her and I primitive camped a lot.
Yeah.
When she was a little younger than she is now, and I was a little more fit than I am now, because we would pack everything in
and then hike out.
But yeah, I would have to kill spiders, and I don't like spiders.
No,
I don't care for spiders, but when they get inside of your tent and it's only you and another person who's even worse with spiders,
then
you deal with them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I get that.
Or the ninja raccoons that get into your tent.
I've never had a ninja raccoon get in my tent.
Oh yeah, we did every single night.
Oh my God!
We went for a week in southern Minnesota and double walled tent, and the damn raccoon would unzip 2 zippers to get into the tent to rummage around and see if they couldn't find anything to eat. And I caught him the first night.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't want to wake my dog because I'm hearing.
Oh.
And he was eating the corner of an empty Cheez-Its box. Empty. Because he was like, oh, it smells like Cheez-Its. That's
why he smelled it. He smelled it. So.
Well, and I was just saving it because we primitive camped and I needed the fuel to start the wood in the morning.
Sure.
So I kept anything paper. Yeah, and so he's chewing on the corner of the Cheez-Its box.
Oh, my.
And I kind of caught him and I was just like, if you freak out, I don't want to freak out a wild animal inside of a tent.
Inside, yeah.
Come on.
Bing, bing, bing. Yeah.
So, and I didn't want to make any crazy noises like waking up Tori because she would wake up and freak out.
Right.
So I just I turned on the light, but I turned it on away from.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to scare the raccoon.
Right.
And then I unzipped both tent flaps and completely opened it up and
let him go.
And he skedaddled out.
And the rest of his family came in.
And then every single night after that, when I woke up in the morning, because after that I was like, okay, absolutely everything has to go into the car. Like the only thing that's in the tent is us and the sleeping bags.
Mm-hmm.
And the air mattress. Everything else goes into the car. But I would wake up and the zipper would be unzipped. Just like the damn things would come in every night looking for something to eat. It was just like, oh my God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So damn ninja raccoons. They got into our food several times.
Ninja raccoons.
And our Blue
Unbelievable.
Hilton boys that we always camped next to, some retired gentlemen, they were like, yeah, you have to paddle lock things, otherwise they'll get into it.
Oh, I can imagine if they can do the zipper. Yeah, I'm going to keep a raccoon around to fix my zippers.
They moved a picnic table once on us because we had duct taped our cooler,
right,
both directions, all the way around the cooler, both directions, and then we set the picnic tables where the seat and the table are all connected.
Okay.
Well, we picked it up and we set the seat part of it on top of the cooler.
Okay.
Thinking this is enough weight.
Right.
No, they moved the freaking picnic table and got into the cooler and ate everything that was delicious out of the cooler. They left everything that wasn't delicious.
I'd leave the peas.
There was no peas.
I would leave those.
That's, you know what, that's really funny. The very first year that we went camping, there's a lot of things that are easy to make on a campfire are like starches and meats. Hot dogs, hamburgers.
Sure.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. Piece of steak, piece of meat.
Yeah. Yeah. A baked potato.
Yeah. You can wrap that in tin foil.
Maybe some corn or something, but corn is still just a starch. It was like 3 days into it. My daughter goes, Mom, I got to have some salsa or something. And I'm like, all right, let's go into town and get some salsa. No big deal. Then I come to think of it and I was like, you needed vegetables. That's what you needed. You needed some vegetables here. I'm feeding this poor kid just starch and meat. Okay, let's go get you some vegetables.
That's why I used to blame Mom for things like that. It'd be like, well, all you fed us was mashed potatoes and
gravy
meat and stuff. So that's why we have these issues all today. And I said, you were a good baker. So we come home to fresh made bread. Oh, yeah, you could smell
bread, mashed potatoes, gravy.
Yeah. You could smell
and a steak
coming across the yard. And sure enough, there they are sitting in the window, cooling. And so all we had to do was pry the window back and grab the bread. We'd steal a whole loaf of bread.
Yeah, of course.
We didn't need butter.
Not when it's fresh out of the oven. No.
And then when you tore it kind of got squishy.
You get squishy and you get the crusty.
Oh, so good. Yeah. Mom just did such a good deal with all of that.
Okay, now that we've got our craziness talked about.
We have more than craziness going on.
We do.
I brought something to show her today. I've told you that Carnival has ducks on their cruise ship.
Carnival doesn't. The passengers do.
The passengers on the cruise ship.
The passengers on the cruise ship have created this
over the years, many years worth of this on Carnival, and it's starting to spread to other cruise ships as well. And so, and on this past cruise ship, we had David standing in the restaurant with the leaf covering
his hoo-ha.
Junk. And then I wanted to put the duck up behind the grape, hanging up on his
hoo-ha.
Yeah. So my sister would
somebody else would have to go there and get it.
And get it. That's what I was kind of wondering. And then to find out, say whoever finds this, let us know. So they actually sell them there in the gift shop. Yeah.
Of course they do.
For this.
This is like the YMCA of ducks.
Yeah, this is I think so, because we have and see, this is the set my sister gave me.
Gosh.
Isn't that too
cute? The sailor, the construction worker, Santa.
YMCA.
Oh my God.
Isn't that fun? These come with the Republic of Fun. He's the Republic of Fun. And he expires 1/1 of 26.
Oh my God, guys, this is hysterical.
And this one is
but we need to crochet or knit.
Well, I was thinking sheep.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some plastic sheep, just some little ones off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to come up over the course of the summer with some sort of line or something we can put on their flocker line or something, and you guys can help us out with that. And then we can make a little card and stick it on the little sheep, and we can hide them all over. And then say, bring me to the martini bar and we might have something for you.
Yeah, that would be good.
Wouldn't that be great to let that people see that? And then celebrity has their own system. They have their own sheep, on the solstice. So that'll be so cool.
Yeah, the celebrity or
yeah. Now there was one lady who actually knitted or crocheted. I never saw one, and people didn't know what the difference between knit and crochet is. But she actually
some judges don't even know the difference,
especially in the state of Indiana. She actually crocheted them and put them in and crocheted a little
bag
ring that you put in the
like the dinghy?
like a little
life raft,
life raft or the round thing that you put in the I can't think, it's not crossing the brain barrier. Anyway,
the red and white thing,
an inner tube.
Okay, yeah.
So she put like an inner tube around it, and she made them a little sailor's hat and everything.
Oh my God.
And these, I guess she had like a half a dozen on the ship, and somebody found her, and we were at high tea, and they were explaining to us. She's like, "Oh, I found the lady who did those," and she told me blah 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 and everything. So it was really kind of funny. And then Gail was sitting there going, "We should do sheep for Flock Around the Table." And then put our podcast little thing on it and have them, all over the place. So I'm going to look up little sheep about this size so we can hide them.
We should hook a stitch marker to them too.
That's that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can put a little stitch mark. So you guys can think over the course of the summer, California, Arkansas, North Carolina, and I'm not sure where, Vegas. Yeah, Vegas.
That would be Nevada.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember that. I couldn't remember where Las Vegas was there, and then we'll come up with an expression. So on Sundays, we'll have to start bringing that up on Sundays, and then people can type it in and we can kind of get an idea of what we want to put on our little sticker.
I have a bunch of sheep stitch markers.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can also get
and
more.
They're in the strangest places. The one lady, she stuck yellow marbles in the vase and stuck this guy right on top of it. So
it just kind of
it looked like it was part of it. And
mm-hmm.
the fact that everybody is so creative, where they hide them, it's like beyond bizarre. I would be like putting them on a chair, next to a table or something.
Right.
I'm not one of these that thinks real creative.
Oh no. Well, then you only get a few. Tori and I will find.
Yeah, you and Tori can do the perfect place.
We'll find the
That'll
perfect
be
place.
Tori,
Tori will have 6 of them behind books in the bookshelf in the library.
That's a good idea.
You have to pull the book out.
You have to get the book to get the we're gonna have people searching all over the place going, "Oh my God, I heard about these sheep going," and then you get a present if you get something. So I figured
I have some shawls and whatnot that
that's
could
what I was
possibly be given away for finding a sheep on the cruise.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a good idea.
I was telling Mikey, he says, "Well, what are you gonna give away?" And
we have all kinds of things we can give away.
I said, we have tons of stuff to give away. I said, and it's all Flocker stuff too. I said, it's not just, so, and what I thought was so funny is the fact that you could actually buy these on Carnival.
Of course. Why wouldn't they have that available?
Yeah. And hers was a duck, and he had a book that said mystery on it. I mean, just the cutest little thing. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what are these people? And then people decorate their doors and everything. So we might have to think about something like that.
So I thought my neighbor was just a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
She may be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs at any rate. I love her to death. She's fantastic. But it was a little, I was like, what in the world? I've never seen a 60-year-old lady like this, but she has a pink Jeep.
Okay. I like her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And along her dash, all the way across, are ducks ducks, rubber duckies. I wonder if she hasn't been picking them up on
From
cruises.
Well, what I did with the one day,
they're all different too. They're all different.
You might have to check it out.
I might have to ask her now.
Might have to.
Now I'm gonna have.
Now
to
we're
ask
gonna
her.
have to go over and ask her because one lady had one on her little scooter, and it was a horn.
Oh,
Beep.
yeah.
So that was her horn. So I wanted to actually bring and show you guys. So start thinking in your heads if you hear something a little silly or something we can put on. Flock around the table is pretty cool and join the flock and stuff like that. But we need kind of something.
Wouldn't you want to be a flocker too?
Wouldn't you want to be a flocker too?
I have to tell you about this because I don't think I did tell you about this. I was contacted by Marie.
Okay.
On Instagram. She sent me a long DM, if you could see. Very long.
Jeeps get ducked. Why do they get ducked? Her friend has a Jeep. So what does it mean when a Jeep gets ducked?
Oh.
Ducks are a way for Jeep owners to show appreciation for the Jeep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm down.
That's terrific to know. I like that.
Well, she's got her dash lined up with them.
Well, cool.
Okay. So back to this.
Marie sends
me this very long, very nice email DM in Instagram. Basically states, in a nutshell, I will tell you, it basically states that she went through some health issues.
Okay.
And unexpectedly ended up having to leave her home and move in with her daughter.
Oh.
Which is great that she was able to move in with her daughter.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But in the process, because she wasn't directing everything out of her home to her daughters, and she had to downsize a lot, obviously, to move from the home into somebody else's
room.
A room. She lost a lot of things that meant something to her.
Sure.
One of them happened to be the Flocket from us, right? And I said, listen, honey, don't worry about it at all. Send me your new address and I'll send you a new one. Like, it's no big deal. So at any rate, I have one for her, and I told her I would send it to her, but of course I'm busier than I'll get out. But I have it so Marie, if you're watching, I still have it. I added some extra things because I know you need some extra things if your knitting stuff was all like confiscated and sent off to Netherlands to someplace else.
Because they didn't think you needed it in your new place. Because there's family.
Extras.
That's what
extra stuff, everything that you need for the notions wise of knitting.
Yay!
I have it. And I have your address, and I will send it to you.
Super.
This week. I promise.
Go,
this week.
Marie.
So that was my feel good for the week.
That's good.
Yeah.
I did a feel good for a week. I put my sister in the hospital.
Felt good for you, but not for her. She's back at home.
She's back at home though. It's just a couple of nights. She developed a bit of stomach pain and nausea, and she was thinking it might be heart. So we went to the emergency room because she couldn't get her drug stash, to get it to go away.
Right.
So she went in.
This is the retired ER doctor.
Yeah,
guys.
the doctor who has her own pharmacy.
Self-diagnosis.
Yeah. Well, she knows more than anybody else. And
of course she does.
And it's funny because she went back to this hospital where she used to work. Now, she hasn't worked at Saxony for a long time because she left there to go to Ball. But she's remembered, of course, in infamy. And the one guy said, the one doctor that came in, he goes, "Oh, Dr. Brown, it's such a pleasure to meet you." I said, "I've heard so much about you." She's like, "Good or bad?" And then she's like, "Whoa, good or bad?" And he goes, "Well, I heard you were pretty outspoken." He goes, "And I identify with that." And she's like, "Well, come on in. You can take care of me."
I identify with that.
Yeah. There's actually a sign now someone put up a sign in their radiology department, I guess, or something like that. What about emergency? Don't you understand? Because that was one of her classic lines. She would call the departments and they would say, we can't do the CAT scan for 20 minutes. We're backed up with patients and stuff. And she'd be like, hi, yeah, this is Dr. Brown calling from the emergency room. Yeah, just got a quick question for you. Do you know the meaning of emergency? Yeah, like in emergency room. I know that there are times we put stat and it's really not stat and stuff, but if you ever see emergency room with my name on it, it means I want it done. No! And so anyway, so she had quite a reputation around the hospital.
I bet she did.
Yeah, and the other guy, one of his other things he said, he goes, even though people, he goes, everybody liked to follow you. And she's like, I don't think anybody liked to follow me. And he goes, oh yeah, he said, everybody liked to follow you because you were notorious. You had the ER cleaned out by the time the next shift came in, you know, and she was known as the turf queen. There is no reason to keep you out of here, you know, and sometimes, you know, she'd be like, no, we'll keep you here a couple of hours to see if the medicine kicks in, or if they were sleeping off a bender, like the kids from college and stuff.
You
they
see,
would.
my daughter is there. My daughter's on. Hi, Tori.
Victoria, I see you. Can't wait to see you.
She's probably laughing about the raccoons.
Yeah, she probably is.
Yeah. Or whatever.
Well, and then my husband was throwing out, went back to the thing as I squirrel to another thing. He's like, well, why sheep? Why don't you just pick your own animal? And I said, because we're a flock. And he goes, well, you can have flamingos. And I said, but that's flamboyance. That's a flamboyance. I said, I kind of think
more knitting related.
Well, I think the crows would be better. That's murder.
Yeah, a murder of
crows. I think that would be pretty good for us. So I New Jersey.
No. I just joined you. I had no ideas about the raccoon.
Oh.
And yeah, Jeff, you are special. Tori, I was telling the story about the raccoons coming into the tent when we were camping.
Yeah. Maybe people are ordering your things to make this pretty cool hat.
Well, it could be. I had one particular color of rings this week. I went through 140 of them.
Unbelievable.
And it was a colorway, honest to God, guys, honest to Pete. I was really toying with retiring the colorway. Now I'm not, obviously.
Well, I had no different when I was making bags for the craft shows or something. I would make, one or two and they wouldn't sell. I'd end up putting them on sale. And then someone would come up and say, oh, you had a bag that was made of such material. And I'm thinking, yeah, but I don't have any more of that. And,
right. I don't have
because I don't like it and it didn't sell. And then everybody wants it after you don't.
Tori
can't
says
get anymore.
We're a pack of llamas.
That too. We can be a pack of llamas.
They like to spit on people too.
Tweet. So do camels. Here I am standing at Disney World, minding my own business, watching the parade, not bothering
Did you get snotted
anybody.
on by a camel?
And this camel goes by from the Aladdin thing, and the next thing you know, my whole face is just soaked, and I'm dripping, and I have no idea where it came from. No idea, because I didn't see it squirt on me. And then some guy goes, and then some guy, it could have come from some other neighborhood, but I think he spit it. And then the little kid comes running over to me and he goes, you have camel stuff or goop or something like that. And I just started looking at him. I had no idea that that's what they did in this parade. And I was minding my own business. I wasn't even being snotty. So, and when I told
maybe
Mikey,
you needed to be snotty so he wouldn't snot on you.
Well, when I told Mikey it happened to me, I said, well, I was at the parade, and he goes, well, what did you yell at him?
What did you yell at him? What did you yell at him?
I didn't yell anything at him.
Oh, my goodness.
He thinks that I'm just a pain in the neck.
So Tori is sitting here just cracking up at us.
Well, get ready for it because it's going to happen in Alaska. So we'll be on our way and packed up and have our rooms, and your mom's going to go sit out on the deck and just enjoy the view.
Karen thinks that it is funny that you got spit on by a camel. She's like, sorry, It is funny.
It is. And
It
then
is funny.
I tried to ride
Did
a
it
camel.
give you more volume in your hair?
No, and my hair went flat because it was all, and I was wet. We're not talking, they just didn't like stitch over
It
it.
wasn't just a little bit of.
At the World of Disney, they have Stitch and he spits out at the kids
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they think it's great fun.
Uh,
And it was, you just sort of get wet. No, I was drenched from this. And I don't know if he went pow pow.
she looked like this.
Yeah, I did. It was like, it was terrible.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. We have a Sasquatch sighting. I figured you could use it for
A
notes.
Sasquatch with a ring of flowers, so that would be Mrs. Sasquatch.
Mrs. Sasquatch. So that's where it is. It's Mrs. Sasquatch. So. Anyway, so thanks to my sister going to the hospital this week, I was able to finish my hat.
That is so cute.
Remember
This
last week,
this is the yarn that you got in Spain, right?
Spain, yeah.
In Spain.
The rule of thumb in my house now is last in, first out. I'm not even digging through the stacks anymore. I'm just grabbing whatever's on top, coming up with a pattern, and
That's a
making
good idea.
it. Yeah,
It's a good idea.
because even though the stack's getting this high, I'll just take it off the top.
Whatever.
And this
That's all you
is-
do anyway is take it off the top.
Yeah,
You don't go
it's all
take it.
right. Anyway, and I think it's discontinued. I'm not even sure where.
This was a
find
yarn
it
she just got in Spain,
Barcelona.
in Barcelona.
At a little knit shop. And the lady who runs the knit shop, I'm going to give it away anyway, so it really does. See, look,
But it's so cute.
It's
It's kind of
called-
like
it's called
sherbet.
Twisted
Down a little.
Stripes hat. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Twisted stripes.
and it's really pretty easy to do. Except I did screw it up in one part, but it was a design element here.
Yeah, it's just a design
it's
element.
just a design
But this
element.
looks like rainbow sherbet.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Look at it.
And it's really soft. It was nice to work with. Once you got the rhythm of it, I didn't split it as bad. But in the beginning, like
you
down
have a
here,
bulb marker in here.
I know because I thought I had a big mistake there, but I don't.
Oh, but you
That's
don't.
where the
Okay.
error. That's where I
the error
shifted.
of your ways was.
That's where I changed the design of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
You put
yeah.
your own.
I put my own
element.
design element
Yeah.
in it, and I got off on my count, and then it was like so. But you really can't see it, and once I
Yeah, no.
get it, now I have more than enough to make a good size pom pom for the top.
Okay, so
That's the thing.
speaking of bulb markers, I have a new listing.
Look
It's a
at-
koala.
Oh,
You can
isn't it
change the
cute?
clasp on the koala, but it comes with 15 bulb markers too. Because,
Nice.
you know, I don't have anything where there's any bulb markers, and I think everybody needs to have at least some bulb markers
You
in their repertoire.
Well,
um,
yeah. No, I use the ball markers mainly when I'm counting. And I want to make sure.
Well, I use them mostly when I see a
he
slip
cute?
stitch or something
Yes. Like
where
this.
you want to pick it up and grab it with something else.
Yeah, like I put in here because I thought it was a hole and it wasn't
Right,
a hole.
And it wasn't a hole.
And did
But
I
when
took
you-
it out
yeah,
already.
She already took it out. But yeah, I use them for slip stitches or drop stitches.
Yeah, or when you're not sure
And you don't want to deal with it
wanna
right
go
then and there.
back, you got to go back so you can go back. Or maybe if you think you can put it there and then maybe grab the thread.
Yeah.
Or something and somehow get it back together. So
I think everybody needs to have some, and I didn't have any in my shop, so I figured
that's a good
I'm putting
idea.
them in the shop.
That's good. And then you get this cute teddy bear.
It's a
Isn't
koala
he?
bear.
Well, him too. Isn't that cute?
And the koala, you can do the koala in the lever back, a 20 millimeter lobster, which is the one that is, or a 6 millimeter lobster.
Yeah. Now these
Whichever one you
are
want.
cool because you can also use these
As,
as
a
stitch marker.
This is a 20 millimeter lobster, so you could use it as a stitch marker. I would use the lever back.
Yeah.
It's lighter. This I would use as a bag adornment or a zipper pull. I mean, you could. It's just very bulky.
Yeah, it is a little bulky.
It's
You're right.
bulky.
But
I
this
wouldn't
was
necessarily use
but
it for a
see,
stitch
this
marker.
is I did this on a 9. So
Well,
this
yeah.
would be needed because not all the stitch markers work with 9.
But the lever back would work for that,
yeah, that's true too.
and it's lighter.
I just made a mess.
I
over
picked
here.
up these 20 millimeter lobster hooks so that you could hook them to your bag. It's something more substantial to use as a zipper pull or hook it onto your bag, or I mean, you could use it for a progress keeper. Or you could just be a dork like her and put it on after you're finished with the project and have.
Well, the Indians have the dots on their hair to signify, so knitters should have charms here to signify.
Well, you could just
You could just
stitch
stitch
them
them all
right in
in.
if you wanted to.
I like that idea.
You know, it's hard to see what this looks like here, guys. But every person that sees this in person is like, it is so much cooler than what you can see on a picture or on there.
It is. It's so much cooler. It's just really neat. I just love the whole effect of it and everything.
I'm self-confessing, I didn't get hardly any knitting done down in when I went to Nebraska, or not Nebraska. I didn't go to Nebraska. I went to Tennessee.
She's getting as bad as me. I'm telling you guys, she is just
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is what I am.
Carmen Diaz. Why are you talking about Carmen Diaz?
Carmen Diaz is the camel.
Oh yeah, that's right. She is.
You're so way behind.
I really am.
Tori is fast.
She really is quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus
she's younger and she has a memory.
Right. Me either. So to Tennessee. Went to Tennessee to see my in-laws for Mother's Day. Brought my husband, made him drive.
So that she could knit.
So I can knit. I basically worked on my my musselburg, my green musselburg.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys haven't seen it for like 6 months or something, 6 months or something. I worked a little bit on this and I worked a lot on my blanket.
Oh, that's nice.
But so Saturday comes along and the three of them decide they're going to go golfing.
So what did you do?
Well, as you guys know, my in-laws live in the middle of the country.
Right in the middle of everything.
No internet. No cable. And no, so when I say no internet, that means that even I get into my car and Google Maps doesn't work because you have no internet. There's no internet service there. They are so far away from any kind of tower.
They didn't even have satellite there?
It's like if you're on a cruise ship.
That sucks.
Right. So, and their housing development that they're in is windy and left turn, right turn, left turn, right turn. And then it's onto another country road where you have to left turn, right turn before you get into town. I can't remember all of this stuff because I'm always a passenger, never the driver.
Attention?
Even if you pay attention, it doesn't matter. You're the passenger. Mm-hmm. Anybody knows who is passenger. Like,
doesn't pay attention.
You don't always know exactly how to backtrack the way that whatever. What I'm bringing you fucking to their house, and you.
I bet I could. I'm one of those people, though. I'm not kidding, and I don't. It's just something innate in my head, and my sisters even say the same thing. How
right, well,
I haven't been in Chicago or New York
down.
For years.
I'm driving you down.
And I remember where to turn because it's just something I do.
I'm driving.
I hadn't been to the cemetery forever. And when we dropped Mom off, I knew exactly where to go. And Pete's like, how'd you know that? And I said, I don't know. We drove by it once.
I'm normally that way too.
Yeah.
I've been down there a couple times. I still can't get to their house.
I think it's just a mental thing here.
No, it's not. It's not. So they go golfing and you know, it was a production on Saturday morning because Jamie's like, you drive me to the golf course and then you can go do your thing, do whatever, go shop, go to the yarn shop, go to the yarn Saturday.
Oh, Saturday, okay.
Go to the yarn shop, go have coffee, go into town. have lunch, blah, 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 meet us back at the golf
Okay.
course in 4 hours. Okay, great. Oh my God. It's a production. It's a production. It's a production.
Isn't it usually with the other half?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then it ended up where it's like, oh, they're all just going to go in
One car.
in their car.
Okay.
So, and then Jamie's like, well, I'll still, I'll go with Sue. And they're like, well, that's just silly. Just come with us and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, fine. I'm like, okay, fine. And then they left. And I was like, whoa. Like I could have followed you out. I'm like, all right, whatever, to each his own. Okay, I can get out of here. I can get out of their neighborhood. I can do it. You can do this, Sue. You can do this. So literally within 5 minutes of them leaving, I get in the car to go into town, to go to the yarn shop.
Did you just follow the dust?
No.
Oh.
I can't make this up. I drove around for a half an hour and then I spent another 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get back to their house.
Should have dropped breadcrumbs.
So I spent 45 minutes driving around their neighborhood trying to get out of their neighborhood. And then had a quasi panic attack thinking I'm never going to be able to get back to their house. So I just went back. I drove around. Obviously, I drove around until I found their house, and then I just parked it.
Did you tell them this story?
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have. I would have just said, "Oh, I just decided to stay here."
So then they golf again on Mother's Day on Sunday, and I'm like, I'm driving somebody in, or I'm following you guys, or whatnot. But of course, it's Sunday now. The yarn shop is closed.
Open.
Yarn shop is closed.
Right. There's no Starbucks to be had.
And then I'm like, okay, so I went to Walmart. What is my daughter saying?
I don't know. I can't see that far.
Oh, well, she says, yeah, you don't retain it as the passenger. And even if you pay attention, yeah, she's like, I'm the same way. I have to
Well,
drive
see,
it
the
myself.
reason is I do pay attention because my husband doesn't pay attention.
Well, Jamie, the first time we met, remember I told the story of the first time
like
we went.
nighttime and
It's
he
like
drove in.
12 o'clock and he just beelines off the road like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
So at any rate, on Sunday they go golfing. I follow them into the golf course but at the golf course there's internet and I can drive. Yarn shop is closed down. I go to Walmart, see if they had the few things that like whatever.
Right.
Picked up some more dresses at the Wally World with
the pockets in them. Yeah.
Pockets.
That's good.
I gotta show you one before you leave. I gotta show
Okay.
you one. And then I'm like, oh, I'm getting kind of hungry. So I stopped at Wendy's.
Nice.
To have a burger. And while I'm sitting inside of Wendy's I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of, for another 3 hours.
Because I can't get back without them.
Yeah, I can't get back to the house. So I'm like, I'll hang here for a bit and then, mosey out. And then I'll just go back to the golf course and sit in the bar, watch golf on TV and
or whatever.
And knit, whatever. While I'm sitting in the Wendy's eating my French fries, the wind picks up. Clouds come in, wind picks up, and it's just storm is coming in, hot and heavy. I'm like, well, I texted Jamie. My husband doesn't take his phone with on the golf course, but I'm like, I said something like, storm's coming in, I'll be to the golf course shortly.
Right.
Because they're gonna pull him off the course. There's no way, right? So I finished up my burger. Text comes back. Okay. See you in a bit. Whatever. And I'm like, all right. Well, I can't ditch in between the raindrops to get to my car. So they're inside the golf course.
Right. So I'm
gonna wait
right here.
I'm gonna wait for a little bit before I even go to my car. So it was another 10, 15 minutes before I left. And then I get to the course. Now I've just eaten a hamburger and French fries.
Right.
I get to the course half an hour after I've eaten.
Okay.
Right. Should we go to dinner? No,
No.
I just ate. Why did you eat? Because it's lunchtime. And you guys were supposed to be golfing for another 3 hours.
Yeah. And drinking out on the course and having a good time. So you went to dinner and ate again
At 3:00.
in the afternoon?
Uh-huh.
I think that's called dinner. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but we did go to an Irish pub.
Oh, nice. I love Irish pubs.
Went to an Irish pub and I just had shrimp and fish and chips.
Yeah.
And I just ate the
Fish and chips is great.
fish and
You
shrimp.
can have shepherd's pie in a real Irish pub. You know why?
Mm.
Because it doesn't have any peas.
Yeah,
If it's a real Irish pub.
You can. You can.
You don't like shepherd's pie?
I love peas.
I hate peas.
She hates them. I showed her my pea plant. It's got bunches of.
The plant's pretty. Looks really nice. It's got some buds on it and everything. Pretty white little flowers. But I'm sorry to say, nope.
Yeah, Tori said that story sounds like hers being lost in the woods in Nebraska.
Oh,
It just wasn't really woods. I'll give it to her that she was a child, and to her it felt like the middle of Vancouver
right.
woods. You know what I mean? But like legit, this is within the city limits, so it was not maybe not even an acre with a stream running. Yeah. And there was a bike path and whatnot. And so she was on the bike path, got off the bike path or whatnot. And,
Yeah.
she was lost for a little bit.
Yeah. It's like we used to tell people that on Mackinac Island. They're like, don't go the other way, you'll get lost. And they're like, oh, okay, we won't. But then it's like, and then, well, how do you get back if you go that way? I said, just keep going. You'll figure it out. It just goes around in a circle. What the hell are you telling? And Karen only went out and did it to prove something else, because they claim there was a glowing headstone in one of the Michigan cemeteries, like a ghost story type thing.
Mm.
And it's the algae that grows, and the light from the moon sometimes reflects off it, and you get a glowing headstone. Well, these two, my brother and Karen, went up to the cemetery because we had them convinced that it's up in the cemetery in the corner, and it wasn't. It's in a totally different cemetery, not even on Mackinac Island. And I said, and he goes, I totally believed you. And I said, yeah, because I had called Beth.
Well, you have an innate ability to be a complete smartass. And I know it immediately.
Well, the thing that should have clued him is to think that, how would I know at 1:30 in the morning this thing glows? I won't go near a cemetery a hot minute in the middle of the day,
right.
much less by myself. But I'm telling my brother and them to go up there at 1:00 in the morning to watch this. And it just so happened it was the time of year, it was a full moon that night. And I said, and up in Mackinac, it was a clear night. And I said, careful, you can see the Loch, and you can
see the Loch Ness monster. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's true, because in the center, there's this rock that kind of gets, when the moon's at a certain spot, you see a reflection, and it looks like the hump of the Loch Ness monster. And so that's another story. So we were telling the kids, and then he was sure we were going to jump out at him. So they were all panicking going down the hill, thinking we were on him or something. But that sounds weird. I was like,
no, I'm getting good night's
I just
sleep.
sort of looked at him and went, you think I'm going to be out like little Miss Scaredy Pants who won't, I won't go out in a hotel after dark, much less anything
You do
else.
now.
Not usually. I'm not
Oh,
one to go out.
you're during the day.
I'm a day person. So anyway, to get back to something else that we took. Oh, the hat. I was telling you about, I was working with a 9, on this hat. Well, I tried. These are hayas. They're bamboo. And these are 9s, believe it or not. And they're small. Because Bexy Flips goes to long ones. And I can understand it when you're working with the bulky. You do need I was at the edge on these coming down. But they were very nice. So if you're thinking of...
Those would be great for mittens in a 9. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing
I
too
wonder
is,
if you have enough left to do fingerless.
I wonder, I bet I do. I'm going to give it
I
a
bet you
shot.
do. Give it a whirl.
I'm gonna
Shorty,
give it a
shorties.
Yeah, little
Shorty-
short ones like the
shorty fingerless.
Malabrigo one.
And
yeah.
then you can give them away as a gift.
That's totally cool.
Yeah, a set. A set.
A set. I can do it. So try Hiya Hayas. They're a little bit cheaper. I got them on Amazon, of course. And then they're also, like I said.
Okay, I like this. They move on the.
Yeah.
Guys, look at this. They move. Like this part is not moving, but the needle
I
is.
don't know whose they are. But I got them somewhere and I wish I had known.
Hold on, I gotta get a pair of glasses. There's something on there.
There it is.
Can you read that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, they're Chagoo.
Are they Chagoo? Okay.
Chagoo. So yeah,
Chagoo
this
bamboo.
moves. Yeah, this moves without
the cord moving.
Without the cord moving.
That's the one reason why I don't like interchangeables is because for some reason or other the way that I knit, I unscrew them.
Oh, I do too. I'm terrible.
And it drives me nuts.
Yeah. Or then as you're working with it, you're constantly doing this to make sure it doesn't. And then when you have to go and change it, you can't get it undone. Yeah. So that can be a little bit much. But I wanted to point that out because it's the first time I'd used Hiya Hiya. They're a little bit pointier too.
Are they pointy on one end and
not as round as they are? They're both pointier, I think, than Flexi Flips. They're a little bit cheaper too. They were a little more reasonable.
Okay.
Especially when it came to bamboo Flexi Flips. They're like $10 more than the metal ones. So anyway, but they worked out really well. So that was handy. I did knit this week on the shawl. So we're working on the shawl.
Tori said that her new boss was wearing crocheted fingerless with dragon scales on the back, and they were super awesome. Yeah,
I've seen that pattern. It really is pretty cool. She has a pair of fingerless in her office because her fingers get cold while she's working.
They do.
Because her stupid boss doesn't turn the heat up. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, I have a space heater underneath me, but that doesn't,
that doesn't do it.
I would rather my hands be cold than hot.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. With summer coming, with the weather change, like the other day, I went to see her Friday afternoon. Then I went up to the Kohl's in Noblesville, and I thought for sure it was going to be pouring down rain. I mean, it felt like rain.
Yeah.
Even though it didn't look like rain, it felt like rain. Mm-hmm. But it was sticky and 80, even though the wind was blowing, it was like 80 degrees. And I'm going, oh, I don't want the summer back. I just like this 70-degree weather. That works out pretty good.
Yeah, I like 70 degrees.
I like 70-degree weather. So anyway.
So she walked in this morning and she goes, Did you get the top off of that shirt? And I said, I did.
I like it that way. I'm going to do a couple of my shirts.
And I'm going to tell you, the ladies, who are a little bit on the bigger side, and like the collars of t-shirts or whatever, and that you're always like, like that.
Yeah.
My daughter is the one who she started doing this to t-shirts, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing to your t-shirts?
You're ruining your clothes.
Of course, I'm not saying that to her, but here my daughter's watching. But that's what I was kind of quasi thinking. But she'd also cut off the sleeves. I haven't done that yet, but I probably will. She would cut the sleeves off, like, and then she would crop them too. Because like they're super long. At any rate, I was like, well, I'm taking a page out of my daughter's book because I put this shirt on and I'm like, I love this shirt because I love the colors, but the neck was just so like, So I was like, I'm chopping off the collar, and I put it on, and I went, why haven't I done this to all my other t-shirts? So I will be doing this.
I've got a couple of them.
Take some old t-shirts that maybe you just sleep in or something, and just start off with just taking off the actual.
Yeah, no extra.
Just take,
because you might get that might be more than enough.
I did that, and then I did a little bit more because I just wanted a little bit more. And my daughter goes way out because she likes it to fall off the shoulder, whatever. It's all to each his own, but take little bits at a time and see what I don't crop them, Mom.
Yes, you do.
I'm too thick for that. Ha ha ha. Well, okay, well, cut off the bottom. I don't know, whatever.
Well, the thing is sometimes though, being short, and Tori's even shorter than I am.
Vertically
which is
challenged, yep.
Really good because
Fun size.
I can actually do this to Tori when we're walking down the road, which is very rare because normally I can't do that unless everybody's doing that to me. So it's really cool. But when they're longer, if you go and you sit down and it's underneath you, it
pulls.
choking you.
It pulls
because you're sitting on it. So
Yeah.
I can understand why you wouldn't, why you would want to maybe crop them. I don't, because I believe in covering my butt.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like, and I actually bought leggings for the cruises, right? Because everybody said, wear leggings, you'll like them. I do like them, but I don't like the way they fit on my butt because it clumps there. It looks like I left a little wad in my butt. I had a butt before I lost weight, and now I don't have a butt. So it's got this little clump. But anyway, it's got a skirt on it. I got the skirt ones, so the skirt covers the butt.
Well, and
I don't have a cute butt. I mean, even with the leggings, you would see the little ripples, because it's just not cute. Some people have
wear
cute
leggings
butts.
with like a dress.
Well, the ones that kill me are the people who wear those stupid thongs and they've got leggings on and it's a thong and their butt's going tickle, 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 tickle. And then it like creeps up the center in the middle and you're like, whoa, too much notice. I don't need to see that part of you, And then you're not sure when it's hanging down along the sides, like it's up in the middle and then it's hanging down the side. It's like, okay, is that skin or just so you're kind of analyzing whether their anatomy is okay. And
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's somebody's toe.
Camel toe.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Worry.
Yeah, and then I get spit on by a camel, and then I got a camel toe. That's even better.
Oh my God! Don't worry about it. It's not yours.
I know,
it's
but
not your
still,
hoo-ha. It's somebody else's hoo-ha.
I don't want anybody thinking my hoo-ha would look like that with the leggings on, but they look,
honey,
and they have.
Honey, nobody's gonna see your hoo-ha.
No.
You have definitely.
My hoo-ha has one of those chastity belts.
Yeah. There's a 3-stage locking system on that sucker. Nobody's getting in.
Same thing with the underwear.
Right.
I used to say that to patients all the time when they come and they'd be like, it's like, you need to take everything off, put the robe on, blah, blah. And they say, even my underwear? Well, first off, I said, take everything off. And I'm like, then I turn around and I looked and I would go, you got back here with underwear on? Oh my God, how did you do that?
How did you get?
And then they look at you like, oh my God, I missed a step. Like I was supposed to go somewhere and give them my underwear or something. I'm seriously, they look at you like.
It's like step 1, this, step 2, this.
Yeah. And I said,
step 3, spit on a camel.
I'm here for a chest x-ray. Take off your underwear. I mean, it's terrible. So I surrender my underwear to nobody.
Sandy asked, you look fabulous. She wants to know how you lost weight.
Manjaro. That's pretty much how I lost weight, and nausea. They put me on the Manjaro to stabilize my blood sugars, which is actually not a weight loss drug. It's a blood sugar drug.
Right.
And one of the side effects is you lose weight. And that's pretty much, but I get very nauseous. And so that's pretty much how I lost weight. I just am not actually hungry. The other day I was actually hungry. Actually felt hungry.
You actually felt
for the first time.
Stopped taking
months.
it? Have you stopped taking this?
Still on it. Once a week. But
Tori,
thank you.
Tori did say Kevin Costner has the key. She's talking about Robin Hood. The key to the chastity belt.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he's got the key. He's got the key.
He's not my favorite one though.
I know, but he's still got the key. He's still got the key. Sorry.
Maybe Errol Flynn. That would be okay. I'd let Errol Flynn use the key because he was Robin Hood first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know who he is, do you? Old time movie guy.
Yeah.
He was great. He was really good as Robin Hood.
I can picture him from the original.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but Sorry, he passed it off to Kevin Costner, so you're gonna have to. Yep, Kevin Costner has it.
Deb,
Yeah.
you're gonna get an eyeful on our cruise. Oh yeah, let me tell you. Yeah. Trust me.
I'm gonna try.
I give them an eyeful on the cruise too because the solarium has the hot tub, and I like the hot tub at about 6:30 in the morning because nobody's up there. But
you and I'll be there
at like
6:30 in the
7
morning.
when the buffet opens, it's at the other end of that deck.
So you go to buffet in your bathing suit.
No, they actually have breakfast right there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's a healthy breakfast, but it's okay. So I can have
Whatever.
my coffee and my fruit
Bowl of
right
fruit.
there, and I don't even have to do anything. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that pool's heated, and it's really nice.
Perfect.
Very nice. Children aren't allowed, Victoria.
She's not a child.
Well, she's your kid. Vicky's listener. Bring me with, yeah. No problem.
Well, you got to get your ass up by 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you're not going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
She'll set an alarm to do it, and then she'll go back to bed.
She can sleep in the solarium. It's very quiet, very nice.
No worries.
Until someone like me decides that there's no tables. And so she goes out to by the pool and she grabs one of the tables and she drags it in all the way across. And then somebody comes over and says, where are you going with that? Where are you going with the pool people? Are like, where are you going with that? I said, I want to sit by the window over there and there's no more tables. And you can give me a hand. And they don't want to, but they do.
Yeah.
But they do. And it's like, I'm like, oh, and you better bring all the chairs because I might have some friends.
Tori's like, I'll be 32. Haha.
Yeah.
LOL. Yeah. And you're still
LOL.
my child. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
LOL. Yeah. Yeah. That's the same thing with our young pup. We met up with Thursday morning. We saw Carly. She's our young.
Oh, yeah.
pup. She's the young group with us. And somehow we got on talking about how many funerals she's going to end up going to.
Mm.
You know, because
Mm-hmm.
well, I'll be 70 this year, and we have
When
a
you're
few
the
in
youngest.
the 70s, and Karen's in her 60s, so she's got 20 years. You know what I mean? But she's going to be 60, and we're all going to be in our 80s and 90s, dropping like flies, and the poor kid's going to have to, come up with something. So,
Yep.
I was telling Mikey that I said, maybe we should just leave Carly the house. Then I don't have to pack everything up and give it to her. She can just move right in. And all the yarn and everything is here.
It's already there.
So
already there.
maybe we'll just leave Carly the house. Because she's got 20 years. She's 30 years behind me.
Yeah. How old is Carly? 35.
She'll be 40.
She'll be 40.
Yeah. So we have a craft of a fiber festival coming up here in Indiana the first weekend in June.
Yeah.
It's called Hoosier Hills. And Leading Man will be there, and Brenda Heather will be there. Those are two. And I think Ash and Bumble will be there.
Bob will be
Bob will be there. And I think Ash and Bumble might be there. And I know Fiber Seeds. She's usually there. And a bunch of them just from around the area. So if you're in or thinking of wanting something to do, it's south of Indianapolis in Franklin at the fairgrounds. So you should come down and have some fun this that first weekend in June. It's Friday and Saturday. We'll probably be there Saturday.
Yeah, we'll probably go down on Saturday.
So you might see us
and we're
walking
gonna
around.
have to stop at that restaurant and have breakfast together.
Yeah,
and
there was
hope that we
we'll
have our
our
best
waitress.
waitress ever.
Oh my gosh, she was such a smart ass.
Fantastic.
She was a
She
crack
was
up.
the best kind of smart ass. She would be like having Tori as your waiter.
Yeah.
Waitress.
And she just instantly, she could read people really well to the
Totally.
point of who she could say when we would say something kind of smart assy, and then she would, so we're going to go there, but we'll be there Saturday. And then we got to remember on
That was the first
June 10th.
This is going to be the inauguration of your car's year anniversary because we took your car. It was the first trip your car
Oh yeah,
went
it
on,
was
remember?
my first. Yeah,
It
it
was the
was
first trip your car.
Right.
Because you were like, we're doing this on like 3 gallons
We did.
or something ridiculously stupid
Yeah.
like that.
We
It was
are.
all electricity that we
I know.
used.
My brother got in it, and when we went and took my mom up there, and he goes, "This thing says you get 108 miles to the gallon." And I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I said, "It goes, that's unheard of." And I said, "You got to remember that 90% of my driving is all electric
Yeah.
because I don't go much further than 30, 40 miles. And that's
If that.
if
Yeah.
that. And supposedly when I'm gone to Norway and Scandinavia from June 21st until July 13th, I'm going to be getting the proper voltage hookup in my garage.
Oh.
Yeah. He says he's going to do that because he's tired of unplugging the refrigerator, the freezer with the summer coming.
Oh.
He said, well, it's not a good idea. He doesn't want to unplug the freezer and then plug the car in. And I said, that's great. I said, but not across the house. It has got to go under the house. I said, I'll rip it out if you go across the house because my internet cable goes from the box up across the line, over this, down there, up that, over, down, up the stairs and everything. I don't have wireless, nothing in my house. And so I know what he's going to do. He's going to punch a hole in the wall. And he's going to run that extension cord up the wall, over the thing, down the thing, and then through the hole. That's what he's going to do. And I'm going to have wires.
I don't think he needs to.
All he needs to do is go underneath.
He could convert one of the plugins in your garage already to the correct ampage.
Oh, I know he can, but he won't. He wants it to have a separate line.
Yeah.
We have room on the box, but the box is in the back. So he has to go through the sub-basement. The crawl space.
You don't have an empty outlet
Not in there. No.
in your garage?
No. And they're not marked. They're not, whoever put the electricity in our house, the stove is on the same circuit that my iron is on. And we have and my iron's down here.
I'm talking about in your garage, not in your house, in your garage.
There's one plug in the garage.
Only one.
Only one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know there's only one.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah,
there's
that's
only
the problem.
one.
There's only
Because I'm
one.
like, if you have one in there that's not being used,
oh no. There's only one.
Convert the ampage of that
No, there's only
particular one.
So we have to go up to 240. So he says he's going to do it while I'm gone. So anyway, and people who who watch us in Sweden and Denmark and Norway, I'm going to be up there. So on a celebrity silhouette ship. And so I know we have someone that watches us in Sweden. So please maybe get a hold of us through Flockaroundthetable at gmail.com and she'll send it to me.
Yeah,
so
or
maybe we
DM
can hook
on
up.
Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're going to be there when?
I'll be there. The first week is the 24th to the 1st. I'll be in Norway. I'll be at Oslo
24th
and Bergwin.
24th of June.
Right.
To the 1st of July.
So, and if you guys know of any yarn shops, I know there's one place called Pickle Yard that I need to go to. It's in one of the places we stop.
Okay.
And if you know of any good yarn shops, we don't go to Amsterdam, so I can't go to Stephen West. Bummer.
Stephen and Penelope, I think is what
it's called. Stephen and Penelope.
Yeah.
But he's got a new sweater out. Just looks like a striped sweater, but it's really cool,
Speaking of striped sweater, does anybody know what happened to so it's Max the Knitter and Dietz, what's his name? The partner in that duo Canadian designers, male designers. So Designs by Dietz, I think is his Instagram. He had out a cardigan, a striped cardigan. I can't remember what it's called, but it's from Designs by Dietz. Striped pullover hoodie with a pocket pouch on the front.
Nice.
I can't find him anymore. Like he deleted Instagram. Not Max the Knitter. He's still around and still has his thing, but I could have swore that they were like a collaboration, a duo
type thing where they did stuff.
They
together.
did, like their business was together, and I remember seeing like 8 months ago, I went perusing their website, and now I can't think of what their website was called, but it was all dark. It was all dark photographs, and I loved it. I absolutely fell in love with their photography, and I can't find it anymore. So if any of you guys know what happened to Designs by Dietz and Max the Knitter's duo page or what it's called, Now, Max the Knitter is still around, and I found him on Instagram. But Designed by Dietz, I don't know what happened. At any rate, if you guys know, let us know.
Yeah.
Or at least let me know. She's sitting here going, I don't know who you're talking about.
No, but I wrote it down, so I might remember sometime during the week that we actually have something to look up.
I found that, Jeanette, but it didn't look right. It didn't look the same to me. It looked like a completely different website. And that was just Max the Knitter. I didn't think Designed by Dietz was a part of that. Yeah, it's French because they're from
Quebec.
The French speaking side of Canada.
Quebec.
Yeah.
That's where Biscotti is at.
Garçons.
And they have one in New Jersey. I want to go to Biscotti. It's up in Canada. I want to go to Quebec. I just think Quebec would be a cool place to go. It's way up there too. I mean, it's far away. It's separate.
Because a good portion of my company we have a bunch of Canadians.
Jared Flood? Could be.
I don't know. So part of our company is up in Canada, and so I'm
Alberta, right? Or Saskatchewan.
Regina, Saskatchewan, and Cambridge, Ontario. So they're like, oh no, people in Quebec think that they're all that. that's what they're all of our
Quebec
counterparts.
They've been trying to secede for a while there.
Yeah.
They want to be their own world.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were kids, everybody we'd get to Ottawa and then we'd just cross over into Quebec and they would call them Gorfs. And that's frog spelled backwards. Because the people in Canada and Quebec call everybody on the other side frogs. And so they would call them Gorfs. So that it was frog spelled backwards. And I was like, oh, okay. I get it. But such is the way of life. What are you going to do?
I don't know, but I think we
probably got to the end of what we need to discuss today.
Yeah, I think so.
And we've deteriorated as far as we can for one moment.
Yeah. I have some dresses I need to show her.
She's going to show me some dresses. I'm into dresses. I'm going to start wearing them. You're going to see them on Sundays. You guys will start. This is one of my to-move finds too. Yeah.
Yep, like it.
I do too.
Because it's got pink on it. Of course, I like it.
Well, I knew you would like it for that reason.
Yeah.
So I wore it today, but I like it because it's pockets. Getting clothes
with
dresses
pockets.
With pockets. They have the cutest dresses out there. I was in Kohl's.
I'm telling you, Walmart. I am telling you, Walmart.
On the way home.
I went into
but
Meijer.
See, you've got cute. You can wear like knee length because your calves aren't ugly. My calves are ugly, so I have to wear mid calf so it covers the ugly fat knees.
Well, you can wear a pair of capris underneath the dress.
I know, but not if it's 80 degrees.
Okay.
Then I might get hot. And then my hoo-ha might get warm. And then I'm going to smell. That's why I don't.
I think that's a bit too much for the podcast. We're gonna let you guys.
My husband was all concerned this winter because I have a booster seat in my car. I can't see the front end of the car if I'm sitting.
Because you're vertically challenged. Yes.
So I have a booster seat. So I can pull in and then I can turn.
Your car's not new enough where you can raise your seat?
Yeah, but it's all the way up and I still can't see the front.
Okay.
The corner here where I have to pull in and then pull over so I don't hit anything.
You guys, when she's talking like this, she is that far away from hitting something. So and I'm not joking.
No, she's right.
That far.
Yeah.
She has bumper things in her garage so that
from hitting the thing. And I aim for it. And then at the last minute I turn so that my back end is kind of over a little bit and the front end is up against the front cushion. So we know it fits. Yeah, that's how we do things in our house. But he was concerned this winter. He's like, how are you going to keep your butt warm? And I said, well, I don't usually use it because it cooks the way I sit. It cooks my
hoo-ha.
But my car is so smart. Let me tell you how smart it is. When I put the thing, it does not turn on underneath that. It senses. It's not.
Right.
It heats around it. So my calf, the front of my thighs get warm from where they touch the thing. And my back gets warm from the I have a vibrator on my back. I didn't even know that. I turned it off. I got it turned on and I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. It's driving me crazy. Here I am driving down. You would have thought there was a bee or something in the car. I'm over there going, what the? Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to drive.
Sorry. Yeah, it's like people are worried about people texting.
You should be worried about vibrators.
Worried about vibrators in the car. And you know what I remember this week?
It's not a touchscreen.
Not a
See you
touchscreen.
guys later. Have
Bye.
a good
See
week.
you next week. Maybe we'll have different information for them then. You never
Maybe.
know. Probably the same stuff.